The Jimmy Olsen Radio Network.
Spinal adjustments provided by Dr. Chad Rolfson. The Spinal Tuning Chiropractic Center is a Des Moines area low flat fee per month unlimited chiropractic care practice. When life happens, just adjust. Schedule today at spinaltuning.com. Barbecue provided by Kenny's Rib Wagon. Catering ribs for your pleasure and serving daily at Plaza Pub, 62nd and Douglas in Des Moines across from Merle Hay Mall. Find Kenny's Rib Wagon on Facebook. The thoughts and opinions of this program are strictly those of the host and the guests, not necessarily shared by anyone in the universe, let alone shared by the host and the guest. Dimension, a measurable extent of some kind, such as length, breadth, depth, or height, an aspect or feature of a situation, problem, or thing. Fear, an unpleasant emotion caused by the belief that someone or something is dangerous, likely to cause pain or threat. Knowledge, facts, information, and skills acquired by a person through experience or education, the theoretical or practical understanding of a subject, awareness of familiarity gained by experience of a fact or situation. Imagination, the faculty or action of forming new ideas, or images or concepts or external objects not present to the senses. The ability of the mind to be creative or resourceful, the part of the mind that imagines things. A dimension, as vast as space and is as timeless as infinity, between light and dark, somewhere in the middle of science and superstition, lying between fear and knowledge, the dimension of imagination. Welcome to the Daily Planet. I am your host, Jimmy Olsen. April Fool's Day. Are you ready? Have you ever played a prank at anyone? I mean, come on. Your shoe's untied. Hey, what's that there on your shirt? Yeah, we've all done it. And while it's celebrated April 1st every year, so it's right around the corner, it has been celebrated for centuries in different cultures. And what are the originations of April Fool's Day? What turned it into a tradition, playing hoaxes and practical jokes on others, yelling April Fools? At the end, those April Fool's Day pranks, how did it happen? Where did they come from? Is that how we got dad jokes? Well, we're going to find out. In fact, I found a little story about this. Again, this came from History.com about April Fool's Day. And the origins came, according to a few historians, some of them, they speculate that April Fool's Day actually goes back to 1582, when France switched from the Julian calendar to the Gregorian calendar, and as called by the Council of Trent in 1563. In the Julian calendar and in the Hindu calendar, the new year began with the spring equinox around April 1st. So this really was kind of like the new year. And people were slow to get news or failed. I mean, back then, we didn't have social media, right? We didn't have the internet. So to get moved in that new year to January 1 and continue to celebrate it during the last week of March through April 1st. But of course, it became more of the jokes, the hoaxes, the fools. So what used to be a New Year's Day, became April Fool's Day. Now, these, of course, pranks we've all done it, right? Paper fish placed on the backs, being referred to as April fish, or poison d'Avril, symbolizing a young, easily caught fish and gullible person. So how gullible are you? Hey, there's something on your shoe. I mean, you didn't tie your shoe. There's some, I don't know. You know how it goes. Let's see. Historians, according to History.com, have also linked April Fools to festivals such as Hilaria, that's Latin for joyful, which was celebrated in ancient Rome at the end of March by followers of the cult of Cybele. And it involved people dressing up in disguises and mocking fellow citizens, even magistrates, who said to be inspired by Egyptian legend Isis, Osiris, and Seth. Almost sounds like another version of Halloween. They were just, anyway. Also, the speculation about April 1st being tied to April Fool's Day, being tied to the vernal equinox, or first day of spring in the northern hemisphere. This is what they said. This is how it was said, which if you're in the Midwest, you can understand this. Mother Nature fooled people with changing, unpredictable weather. Yes, because it is spring. April 1st is here. We're expecting good weather, and then there you go. There's a blizzard. April Fools! See, it's just the joke that's being pranked on us. Right there. Also, other April Fool's Day spread throughout history. In Britain in the 18th century, Scotland also had a tradition that became a 2-day event of hunting the gawk, in which people were sent on phony errands. Gawk is a word for cuckoo bird, the symbol of the fool. Also followed by Tail Day, which involved pranks played on people's derrieres, such as pinning fake tails or kick me signs on them. I think we've all seen those. I think I remember those in school, the whole kick me sign. Maybe that's where it was the pin the tail on the donkey. Is that where that came from? Of course, other April Fool's Day pranks in the modern times have gotten more elaborate, where newspapers, radio, and TV stations have participated in different traditions in that. I mean, we've all seen it. I actually remember a radio station that I worked at, and they did, on April Fool's Day, it was a parade going through downtown. They did it so well that people really thought there was a parade going on, but it wasn't. It was a April Fool's Day joke, but it was actually pretty good. But I mean, and there's been some bad things that have come out of it. People have gotten in trouble because of some pranks that they played, but just so many different pieces that you can do. But that's kind of like the idea. So April Fool's Day, really goes back a long ways. And a lot of it because of being the switching of the calendar. And even though the calendar was switched back then, people didn't hear about it as quick enough, and the celebrations continued. But I get the whole, unpredictable weather changes and being fooled with that. I totally get that. Another prank, this one happened in 1957. BBC reported that Swiss farmers were experiencing a record spaghetti crop and showed footage of people harvesting noodles from trees. Did you hear about that one? Or in 1985, do you remember this? When Sports Illustrated writer George Plimpton tricked many readers when he ran a made-up article about a rookie pitcher named Sid Finch who had thrown a fastball over 168 miles per hour. Even National Public Radio, yes, they have also been involved with this. One in 1982, they ran a spot with former President Nixon saying that he was running for president again. Of course, it was an actor, not Nixon, playing that, and the segment was, of course, their April Fool's Day prank that, of course, caught the country by surprise. Even in 1996, Taco Bell, the fast food restaurant chain, duped people when it announced that it had agreed to purchase the Liberty Bell and intended to rename it the Taco Liberty Bell. 1998, Burger King advised they advertised the left-handed Whopper. And, of course, people went and they did ask for the left-handed Whopper. Again, I mean, just many things. Other April Fool's Day pranks that have included anything from telepathic search to the ability to play Pac-Man on Google Maps. I mean, oh, my. The average trickster, and we're not talking about the DC trickster, but there is always a April Fool's Day joke being played on someone, which includes covering the toilet with plastic wrap or switching out the sugar with salt. So there you go. History.com is where you can get the origins of April Fool's Day. So please be safe, be smart, do not get hurt, anyone else or yourself, as we come upon April 1st here in the next few days. I mean, it is Easter season, right? So just think. Be nice to your fellow person. Thank you for listening to The Daily Planet. And if you enjoyed this, you can be sure to share it on social media, Facebook and Twitter. You can find me as well, My Buddy Jimmy, also on YouTube at My Buddy Jimmy 101, or find me at MyBuddyJimmy.com. Love for you to give us a rank, give us a comment, give us what you think of these podcasts. That only helps us grow. Thank you for listening to The Daily Planet. I'm Jimmy Olsen.
The Jimmy Olsen Radio Network.